Hello, everybody, and welcome back to another exciting installment of Gas or Ass. That's right, it's Gas or Ass. I'm your host, IB Gaming. For you first-time and handsome as fuck viewers, let me explain how the game works. We asked several completely random audience members for a video game they enjoyed playing. Those answers are then compiled and fed into Gas or Ass's proprietary artificial intelligence, the Garfic Foundry. After breaking several consumer protection laws, it spits out a perfect encapsulation of the qualities of those games. Once that game is generated, we get to determine, is it Gas or Ass?
Gas or Ass is filmed in front of a live studio audience.
For our first guest, we have a 12-year-old Michael Farthing. Michael, tell us about your favorite game.
I've been playing a lot of Line Rider lately. I really like it. If you want to check out this track that I made, put it on my...
And that's our first game going into the Garfic Foundry. Next up, we have a 15-year-old Michael Farthing. I see you've got a PS Vita there. Can you tell us about any great games on that system?
I just played this game called Ollie Ollie 2, Welcome to Ollywood. It was awesome. Like, there's a combo system, a lot like Tony Hawk. It's kind of like Tony Hawk Sideways. So you're kind of on a track and you're jumping.
All right, throw it in the grinder. Anything else you'd like to add?
Yeah, I just downloaded this game called Persona 4 Golden. It seems pretty good.
Our next guest is Michael Farthing from July 2020. He's right in the process of playing Fury and hasn't quite realized how mid it is. Talk to us, Michael.
Yeah, just beat the fourth boss, I think it is. He looks like a sea mine, and the game's pretty cool. The combat's fun. I really like the aesthetic. And speaking of the combat, I have not played Sekiro. Just keep that in mind.
Yeah, I could tell. Okay, that sounds like plenty of games in the Garfic Foundry, but... what is that?
Hey, what's up, man? Big fan. Just quick suggestion, super quick. Would you be able to add the sound from Daft Punk's Prime Time of Your Life? Just the sound. Just add that in. That's my only suggestion. Yeah, it's going to turn out great. I'm really excited. Really cool to be here. Thanks for having me, by the way.
What's that sound? It sounds like the Garfic Foundry is done. Let's go see. A daft, line, boarding, front-like. FutureGrind! FutureGrind by Milkbag Games. You know the perfect line in the future's most challenging stunt sport. Grab your bike and hit the rails in this stylish stunt racer all about tricks, skill, and speed. Chain together huge combos on tracks made of floating rails, but watch out. Touch the rail with the wrong color and you'll explode. And wouldn't you know it, the game is so short, our judges have already finished playing it. Let's turn over to our judge, Michael Farthing, and see what he thinks of FutureGrind.
Alright, I'm deeming this a bit checkpoint. This is a bit checkpoint. There will be no bits. I'm going to actually talk about the game. It's been 4 minutes. So you probably played a lot of similar games like FutureGrind. It's very much like the, track, and you have a bike and you tilt and do flips. But it shakes up the formula in a few ways. Most notably is the color track system. So you need to match your wheel color to the tracks that you're going to land on. So there's different vehicle types that have the wheels in different spots and the pivot points in different spots. The vehicles are a lot of fun. They're all good. They all kind of bang. My favorite one is one that looks like a little gondola. So your weight points in the middle, and then there's a little tiny green thing, and you kind of go like that. So like I said, all the vehicles kind of hit So I think that's a gas. So each level has 3 missions to complete. The first one is just survive the level without crashing, and the other 2 are some random objective. This is fine, except that the score attack is only on the first one. So if you're like me, you would grind out the score attack on the first one because it's fun, and then you have these like 2 lame objectives you have to do before you move on, and I didn't really like that, so that's a little ass. So speaking of score attack, this is where the game really shines in my opinion. Your combo multiplier increases for every rail you jump on, so you're incentivized to hit as many rails as you can rather than go for like longer grinds. Every time you do a trick for the first time in a run, it's gold, which means it has twice the points. So there's a lot of little optimizations you can do with which rails you're hitting and when you do like big flips or something like that to get them gold. Yeah, both of those mechanics are super sick and make building your line gas. I'd also like to add an extra gas for the push grind. This thing's really cool. Basically, you're putting your bottom wheel up on the bottom of a rail, and it's worth a lot of points. Feels really good to hit. Soundtrack's pretty bumpin'. I just downloaded it for this video, and in the MediaFire link, it's like don't support this artist because he's a massive prick. The soundtrack's pretty bumpin' the whole time, though. I wish it was individual tracks per level instead of a shuffle, but they were still good. I thought they did like a dynamic music track on the final area where like further you get, it added instruments in, but that was just a coincidence, and I was really sad when I didn't find that out. But not enough to deem this ass. The story was so dumb, so pointless. There was no point to it. It felt like I was reading NFT Twitter. I didn't even need a story. It could have just been arcadey, and it was inoffensive, but it was stupid. But I'm gonna give it pass. Overall, if you're into an easy to pick up, difficult to master bike racer kind of game with flips and grinds and combos, definitely check it out. It was a bit longer than I expected. It did like a fake credits bit at the end. After getting all the diamond trophies, which is just the highest score attack, my time was about 6.5 hours. You could probably get the gist of the game in about 2 though. But the more you play, the kind of better you get. So it's kind of more rewarding to play it longer if you want to. And that's about all I gotta say. So Mr. IB Gaming, the final result is that this game is gas. Fantastic! You heard it here, folks. FutureGrind is officially gas. Here comes Father Gascoigne from Bloodborne to present the gas coin.